Welcome to Big Boy Crypto, the People's Channel, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all of the interwebs. My name is DEEZY. We come to you Monday through Friday at 5:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I know it's warm outside and I'm wearing a hoodie, but I lost my shirt in the market today. Hit that like button if you're in a similar situation here. We're going to be talking about CPI report, of course, the market meltdown, the Terra meltdown, and the Coinbase loss. We might not even get to that because we might focus on the markets a little bit harder today because crazy things have been happening lately. But we're going to be talking about all that with, on a day like this, we had to break out the best panel we've ever had in the history of the show. So I'm happy to say we actually accomplished that. We're going to go ahead and start on the top right. She puts, look, you know what? You can't spell Wendy without win. And she'll tell you how to win with that moon bag on a day like this. And a day like this, it is quite necessary. So Crypto Wendy O, always great to have you on here. Then on the bottom right, we have MINEYOURBIZ. And you know what? When it comes to logarithmic stablecoins, back in the day, he was a whiz. And he was trying to warn people. But you know what? He's just minding your biz. He was minding his biz a little too much. He should have been yelling from the mountaintops. But definitely check out his channel. He's ahead of the curve on a lot of these things. Then on the bottom left, we have Altcoin Daily. Look, if your Twitter is a failure, check out their Twitter and what they did with Michael Saylor. It's gone viral. Really good video. You got to check out their socials. They do it better than about anyone in the game. Then on the top left, we have Crypto Taco. We call him that because he'll tell you how to make that lettuce and that cheese on a day like this. Hey, even when the market's down, we can tell you how to make money. It's called shorting. But let's go ahead and get into the market watch. Oh, wait a minute. Aaron, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just want to check. Are we live on YouTube?
Oh, that's a good question. Good question. We are good to go. Yes, I see it. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get straight into the markets, and it is looking quite bad. Wendy, I might bring it to you just to see if we are hitting some of those patented Fibonacci levels. The markets are down. The markets are way down. Wait until you see we scroll to the alts. Normally, we would just say, hey, look at Bitcoin, look at Ethereum, but we're going to have to go a ways down. Yes, that's Ethereum hovering around the $2,000 level. Tether, please don't pull a UST. Look at XRP in the 30s here. Cardano, it's a 50-cent piece. Solana, 45. Got that Colt 45. Dogecoin under a dime. Finally, Terra, 70 cents. Actually looking good compared to where it was. DOT under $10. Avalanche under $30. Tron under a dime. Polygon, 65 cents. The markets are taking the beating of a lifetime here. Crow, under 20 cents. And then it's a good thing Tom Crown's not on today. We're going to end it here. Litecoin at $67. Actually, I need to click on this one real quick. Let's look at the all-time chart on the... Oh, whoa. Hey, at least they got a higher high this bull run. All right, now, Wendy...
Wimble, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Wendy, I see you got your chart up. If you want to help us out, try to navigate this. What are some of the next levels we're looking at hitting with maybe a little bit of support or resistance?
So the next level definitely is 26.5 and 23.5. And I know I said I was going to call a bear market underneath $29,000, but honestly, you guys, with all of the I still feel like this is a bear cycle, and I may be an idiot. I may be 100% wrong, but it's like with all of the insanity that has just happened with Terra Luna, with the depegging, with the OTC deals, with all of the BS, it just, something is happening with BlackRock, something is happening with stablecoins, something is happening with regulation. There's just so much stuff happening. I'm having this is like 100% manipulated to me. But anyways, the next level I'm looking for is 26 to about $23,000. And when we do go into a real bear market, if this is a real bear market, we could get down to that $20,000 area, and we can even capitulate a little bit lower than that. I am not calling for 8,000 to 6,000. This was something from earlier today, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we got back down to like the 13,000 area. Things are just not looking good at all, any way, shape, or form. And all I really want to say is I hope everybody who is holding Luna, I hope that they are vindicated, because what happened was 100% effed up, and I'm so upset for them.
Yeah, it's a lot of people in the office. I'll go ahead and I'll let Taco speak on it. Let's in a second. But first, Altcoin Daily, you've been around. You've seen things go around here. I think it's safe to say this is quite the black swan event. What happened with Terra and Bitcoin, and we're still figuring out. Is Citadel responsible? Is this Soros funded? There's a lot of rumors going around. The sleuths, they're trying to check out. They're trying to decipher. They're tracking all this Bitcoin. They're tracking all. Where's this money flowing to? with a black swan event, would you say that, it kind of interrupts the bear bull cycle, kind of similar to, we got up to $10,000 Bitcoin, and then March 2020, we went all the way back down to almost the new low. Is this kind of a similar situation? Do we have to kind of throw a cycle out the window, or is this just part of the cycle, maybe accelerated it?
Hey, DZ, great to be here. Appreciate you giving me that shout out on our Twitter account earlier. To answer your question, here's the thing. I mean, there's many things coming at us for the last 6 months that tells us cycles, how we wanted to think about them, are no longer the case. And, just big picture, it probably shouldn't make sense that we're still getting these 4-year cycles, because Bitcoin's a lot different of an asset than it was in its first decade. It's a lot bigger. It started from nothing and it's a lot bigger. Plus, with these black swan events, I mean, yeah, it's just throwing off the whole market. Now, here's the thing. If you want to make these fast type gains like people are making in 2021, unless you're shorting the market, unless you're smart, you're probably not making those fast gains. And it's interesting, I won't talk for much longer, it's interesting that, when the market's effed up like this, the bears come out in droves. And I don't know if you've been seeing these crypto haters on Twitter. I saw one today. They said see if you can guess who this is. By 2025 or so, it will become clear that crypto's impact on the economy has been no greater than the fax machines. Do you know who that is?
Schiff.
It wasn't today at all. It was Paul Krugman in 1998 and 2000. Nobel Prize winning economist Paul Krugman, not talking about crypto, talking about the internet. So the overall point is that, there's still plenty of building and big future for this space, but where the market is right now, it's almost better if you have like a long-term outlook, because we didn't get those fast parabolic gains that we all wanted to. But I still think there's a lot to crypto, and those who stay in it right now, I think that's the move. Stay in it, buckle down, keep learning.
All right, that was good. You pulled the Lucy and the football move there. You kind of let us down, and then you hit us with the topsy-turvy. Now, mind your biz. We've seen a lot of blood in the streets with this market right now. Alts are getting hammered. I saw a tweet, and I kind of want to get your thoughts on this. It was from Benjamin Cowan. Shout out to Into the Cryptoverse. Said, stop buying coins because they're down a certain percentage. Are there any coins where you would say, you know what, whether it's a Monero or a different privacy coin, or maybe some you just like the fundamentals of, is there anything where you would maybe not listen to that advice? Hey, if it's down 90%, I kind of just am going to DCA into it. Is there anything on your radar, Mind Your Biz?
Yeah, so first off, thanks for having me back. It's always a pleasure to be here with the gang. It's so much fun here on Around the Blockchain. I know sometimes we come across as clowns, but it's because, hey, markets like this, you have to laugh to keep from crying. That's real talk. So don't take it too seriously. We're in uncharted territory, DEEZY. And I mean that in many senses of the word. We're in uncharted territory. I mean, I get there's some people who can set some targets here, set some levels here for us to break through in terms of like Fibonacci retracement and whatever other tools they know how to use. But I'm just going to say we've never had markets, equities, commodities, and everything else in the world conspire against crypto at the same time. In that way, I mean, we're in uncharted territory. We're sailing the seas that Bitcoin was built to be able to weather. And we really don't know what that's going to look like over the next couple of months. So for somebody to say like, oh yeah, 90% down means definitely buy, I'm dubious. I don't take stuff like that as a hard and fast rule. And I'm very, very loath to offer anything that sounds like financial advice during times like this, because people are getting wrecked. People's very real livelihood and their very real portfolios and things that affect their personal lives, it's being interfered with, potentially, yeah, by large institutions, organizations, and bad actors. So I don't want to be part of that chorus of voices telling them to do something that could get them further wrecked. Just know also, while we're on that topic, don't be alone during times like this, and don't just listen to one voice. Talk to your friends, talk to your family. They care about you. If you feel some sort of way about the markets, take some deep breaths. But yeah, as far as like coming up with a hard and fast rule, 90% down instantly means a good purchase. Nah, I don't think like that rules like that apply right now. I think it's combat breathing and wartime rules.
I like that. I like that. Always getting us prepared for, any kind of doomsday. Wendy, go ahead, jump in.
Even if something is down 99%, it could still go down another 99%. So just be very, very, very
Wait a minute.
careful.
The math says it only goes down 1% after that. Yeah. Always good advice. I think it was trending about a week ago.
Once it dumps and it can go. Yeah. So yeah, just be very, very careful, guys. And guess what? No trade is a trade. No action is an action. Just be cautious and be very, very careful. There's a lot of unnatural stuff happening with the market.
I know I was a little too into trading at one point in my life, and you'll find yourself just wanting to trade, wanting to open a trade, even if it's not there. So yeah, definitely look at my background. Okay, let that speak for itself.
I think you're a little too into. I think you're a little too into Cardano NFTs at the moment.
But the card is going up in ADA, so that means my NFT is worth more, right? Like one Cardano equals one Cardano. Now, Taco. We actually talked you out of holding on to your UST. I hate to throw you under the bus like that, but yesterday you came up to me and Justin Williams, and me and Justin Williams kept berating you, pointing. I think I was even throwing things at you. I had some rotten fruit in my pockets. Sell your UST, sell your UST. We got you out at 92 cents. Now, you kind of want to talk through your thought process of that moment. Part of you was saying, I kind of want to stay in. Part of you, obviously you listened and you did get out. So the cooler head prevailed there. But what was your thought process when you were in that moment of, do I do this or not? I'm down. Maybe it goes back to $1.
Thanks for having me on again, guys. But yeah, my Terra Luna UST experience, it's been a roller coaster the last, I'd say week and a half. But yeah, I got into the Anchor protocol 4 months ago. I just put like $5,000 in there just to park some stables, some safe stables in a good, I guess, protocol. So it worked out for about 4.5 months, made like $600 or whatever it came out to be. And yeah, thank you, Justin and DEEZY, for kind of talking me off the ledge, because I was thinking about, I believe in Do Kwon. I think the algorithmic stablecoin will balance eventually, right? But there's too much uncertainty right now. There's so many things, so many threads coming out on Twitter, everyone trying to give their take, people blaming BlackRock, Citadel, and then I think on like Crypto Ran, or Crypto Banter, I saw Citadel actually responded to him saying like, no, we had nothing to do with this. So I really do not know what to believe, but it's safer that my money is safe. It's out of that protocol. I just put it into USDC, probably the safest stable coin in my opinion. But yeah, like a couple months ago, you see a 20% APY. You don't see any lockup period. You can put it in there, take it out whenever you want. It's on a Terra Luna blockchain, which is pretty cheap to interact with. But yeah, the recent events pretty much, I believe, killed the whole entire project. I see not a bright future for them. They really got to just reach out, get investors to kind of bring it back to life. I believe I saw something else, how Do Kwon was trying to work with companies to pretty much buy their tether at half off to stabilize the peg. I don't know if that fell through, and then other things happened with they didn't even set up the ability for the peg to bring the Bitcoin, sell the Bitcoin, and restabilize the peg. So Do Kwon messed up there, and they kind of put it out there on Twitter how this is not set up correctly, and this is the result. The coin completely dumped. And yeah, I feel really bad for all the people that still have their money in there. Like, I was watching George from Cryptos R Us. I believe he put a big chunk in there. You got Crypto, who's got a lot in there. Carl from the Moon. So yeah, this is affecting the big guys and the small guys. So I hate to see it.
Now, Altcoin Daily, I kind of want to just touch on this real quick. We had the CPI report come in. It was at an 8.3% gain. Despite how high that number sounds, it's actually our first retracement in 8 months. Last month, we were 8.5. This month, we're 8.3. So we've just been going up and up and up and up. So, we know the numbers are a little skewed. We know gas is much more than 8% higher. We know food is much more. We know vehicles are much more. We know rent is much more. How they get it, sure, I'm sure they have some crafty accounting when it comes to that. But with this recent sell-off, do you think this has anything to do with the CPI numbers, or is this just, maybe totally unrelated? just the big whales getting out, flushing out some money?
Yeah, it might have a little bit to do with it. Consumer price index. Like what Wendy was alluding to, there's a lot of things going on right now, and it's just many black swan events, or just one big black swan event where many different things are causing not just crypto, the regular stock market to tank. And in shorter midterm timeframes, crypto is correlated. So here's the thing, guys. We can only wait it out at this point. It's hard for me to tell anybody to buy certain coins, don't buy certain coins, sell, stay in stables, because we don't really know your exact situation. And the best thing you can do is, I think, whatever DEEZY says.
Yeah, that's keep a cool head. If you got
DEEZY's
$10,
my
$20,
paid group leader.
hey, if you have some couch change, feel free to DCA in these moments, but don't risk, don't sell your house, don't sell a kidney. Wait for Bitcoin to be under 5,000 before you do something that drastic. That's not financial advice. I'm kind of joking, but kind of not really. But all right, I wanted to look at the Terra USD chart real quick. This is, I guess I should just go to the 1 month. Let's leave the 7-day here. You see the action begins. It starts to head down, hit low. I mean, it's up a little bit. I know a lot of people bought in on these low levels. Maniacs, in my opinion. I couldn't risk that myself. I mean, that's just, I like a little, I don't know, a little safety there. I mean, I could just easily see it going to literal zero. So hats off to those people that they had big ones for sure. And it looks like they paid off if they got out of their trade. Now, Mind Your Biz, we're seeing, a lot of crazy action for, something that's ironically called a stable coin here. Do you see them being able to come back from this? Or, in your learned opinion, are we just far away from any kind of logarithmic stable coin actually working?
It's just really hard to do. I appreciate that you're asking me my feedback on this. I'm just going to say it's really, really hard to do. The algorithmic stablecoins that have existed in the past, when they're not over collateralized by a significant margin, they wind up getting flushed out by the internal ARB system. The internal ARB functions just way too soon, and liquidations aren't taking place in a way that we would normally expect to see relief in other systems, right? So, like, for example, we're seeing the Fed having to raise rates in order to try to alleviate our current conditions here in the United States with USD, right? So let's go one layer below that. Like, we're talking about building Legos. You remember back in the day how you could get those Lego kits where there's a giant green pad that you build on top of, like the canvas that you start with? That's USD right now. We've already got some problems with our foundation there. So when we're building little crypto Lego blocks on top of that foundation, we got to make sure that it's not already cracked and disintegrating and whatever, worth perhaps 12% less than it was this time last year. Unfortunately, that describes the US dollar right now. So as far as getting UST back to peg within the notional value of what $1 is supposed to be, that's a tough one, man. Algorithms are hard to nail down. But in particular, the reason we got this death spiral is the way that the internal arbitrage took place between UST and Luna. So it dragged that price of Luna down real fast, right? Once it kind of reached the event horizon like a black hole, it just sucked in real quick. The fact that it hasn't completely imploded already is nothing short of just like the biggest work ethic I've seen from a crypto team in a long time, actually. So I think Do Kwon is to be applauded for that, like making some effort. As far as how it was built, that arbitrage system to begin with, the way that they started to build up a reserve with Bitcoin, and then having that also bring some negative externalities of having there be sell pressure on Bitcoin. Well, I mean, there are some Bitcoiners who are excited about short-term fire sale pricing for Bitcoin, but let's be very real. We don't know what the knock-on effects are going to be there. It could be that we're all on the same ship with crypto and that we wind up seeing things really get nasty from this point forward because of how bad that initial loss of billions of dollars of value was. Getting it back to peg, it would take nothing short of a complete rebase of their code for a very different ARB system. It was not me as a non-expert, right? I don't make stable coins for a living, but it does seem obvious that they have to rebase to a different ARB primitive, and that they'd have to prevent this from ever possibly happening again through some over collateralized position that doesn't that can't be arbed away once they do start to hit a spiral downward again. Is that all above my pay grade to advise on? Yes. But do I have an opinion? Sure. I'm just another a-hole on YouTube that has an opinion, so take it for what it's worth.
Yeah, definitely above my pay grade as well. As far as I know, they had human intervention for some of that arbitrage, and it would seem you'd have to go faster than an Ethereum smart contract. So definitely need that all smart contract out. And I kind of echo your sentiment. Hats off to Do Kwon for, in the past 24 hours, he's still tweeted. As far as I know, he's not at a plastic surgeon changing his face. I think Altcoin Daily, some of their acting friends might have some recommendations. I don't think he's faking his death in India. So, hats off. I do believe he's trying his hardest for what it's worth. Now, Wendy, let's look at the Terra price. He brought it up. It's amazing. It hasn't totally imploded. I have it up on my chart right now. The daily loss for Terra is down 94%. This is the 24-hour loss. We look at the chart. You almost can't even tell how bad a drop this really is. So seeing a huge short opportunity. Now, Wendy, I'm seeing people, they're tweeting about their trades. They're tweeting, I 50x this short and, I have a 2000x gains. What's your strategy in situations like this? Do you not touch this with the 10-foot pole, or do you? And do you have any kind of tips for people?
So this is the thing. The people that are out here posting their positions and whatnot, half of them are full of it. Half of them are not really doing this, or they're trading with very, very small positions, which that's fine. That's their business. But do not go on social media and see this stuff and think, oh my God, I'm going to follow this person because I'm going to make money. No, you're going to get decimated. You need to come up with your own plan. You need to come up with a bullish and bear scenario. And whatever you decide to put in this, understand the risk is massive right now. I know that Terra Luna, and this is from Blockworks. The title is Wrong-Footed by USD Collapse, Cast Doubt on Do Kwon's Rescue Plan. Apparently, they have a proposal. I think it's proposal 1161. I just dropped a YouTube short about it. But they basically want to go ahead and boost the maximum value of printable Luna tokens to approximately $1.2 billion. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to depeg UST to kind of fix this. And what they're doing is they're acting like the Federal Reserve. Luna is not centralized. Luna is not decentralized, and Terra Luna or UST and Luna, they are completely centralized. I would be super careful if you want to have a very small portion of your portfolio and degen on this, whatever. But this project has pretty much gone to zero right now. Like there's a lot of stuff happening. My emotions are super tense. Everything is running high right now. I generally don't trade like this at all. I'm finding something else to focus my time on. If you want to be that person, that's your business, but please use disposable income. And please also know that you could absolutely get wrecked and decimated, and also understand there's a lot of people that are hurting out there that have lost a lot of money. So try not to be pompous and gloat, and just be careful who's watching and reading your stuff.
Yeah. Now, Taco, you were in UST. I'll go ahead and say this. You had a recommendation, I think just a week ago, like, hey, why don't we park some Pluto Alliance assets and, some sort of stable coin, get some sort of yield. Has this experience changed your viewpoint on yields? Are you happier with the 4% or a 6%? Will you continue chasing whatever that next big thing is moving forward?
Well, Ben was right when he was talking about stablecoin regulation last year and into this year. Pretty much the government is trying to go after these high interest yields, and that was the best play I found, and the safest one I thought. And obviously I was wrong, but at the end of the day, who could have pictured this happening? Who could have understood the actual arbitrage, that the buying Bitcoin to short it and then borrow against it and then buy UST over the counter? It was a pretty sophisticated way to do this, and it pretty much destroyed the market, along with everything's going down. But yeah, I did kind of make a recommendation, like, hey, why not just throw a little bit in here and just watch it ride and go up? But in the future, definitely going to do way more research, probably going to stay away from algorithmic stable coins. And I'm not putting anything in Coinbase, really. Their APY is not good. Celsius, you got to be accredited investor. I think one of the ones on my radar now is Vauld, VAULD. I think it's around 12.68% on USDC.
All right. So you're still
But
degening.
well, I haven't moved anything over there yet because
Okay.
I feel like that one's going to be the next one to go down
Okay.
or
All right.
to
So
lose
maybe
its
feeling a little
APY.
more caution these days. All right. Well, yeah,
Definitely.
we would have gone on a ride if we would have done that. It would have been a wild ride. I would have paid with grass cash or the other thing. So I know that would have ended up. Now, Altcoin Daily, he brought up regulation, how Ben called this, last year. A lot of people were. I think it was one of the, Ryan Selkis, the Masari report also mentioned it. Janet Yellen didn't seem to waste any time. She was out, I think, by like 4 p.m. yesterday saying, you could tell she was like, read some stable coin. Almost seemed nervous. It was a little odd energy, very rushed. It felt very rushed and staged. Was this in the plans? How do you feel about this conspiracy theory? I mean, do you think, is there any inkling of a possibility that big banks were behind this? And, do you like to entertain those types of conspiracies, I guess?
Yeah, Janet Yellen, you fox. You know a little bit more about crypto than we all thought, right? Immediately, she was on TV going, talking about UST and Terra and stuff. What other cryptos does she know the name of? Does she have Cardano? We don't know. As far as, was, higher entities involved in this kind of, this specific crash with Terra Luna and the depegging, that stuff happens. In this particular case, I haven't looked into it enough to say that that's definitely happening. I think, generally speaking, there's, all these high net worth whales, individuals who manipulate the markets all the time with, leverage and just, putting out stories to try and, send the price in one direction or the other. So that's what I think, DEEZY.
Okay. Yeah. It was quite interesting how quickly she was just ready with all these talking points about stablecoin regulation. MINEYOURBIZ, what are your thoughts on this regulation maybe coming down the pipeline? I know Coinbase, they're people got a little upset at them about, not protecting their retail users. If you don't have the Coinbase wallet, some are saying, oh, they're also worried about regulation. Is regulation going to be the main narrative for the last half of 2022?
I mean, I didn't think so until about a day ago, but yeah, probably. We're probably going to hear a lot about it until the end of 2022. Whether or not something actually happens is the other big question, I think, DEEZY, that most people aren't asking right now, because news spreads fast. Regulation and legislation moves very slowly. We've gotten a little bit too used to. I'm going to speak kind of more from an American's perspective, a U.S. citizen's perspective, but we've gotten a little bit too used to granting to the office of the president some powers that weren't common, didn't actually exist ever in the history of this country, and that is executive order. Executive order didn't used to be a thing. For a lot of us growing up, we never heard of anything like that. In a post 9/11 world, I mean, I don't think we're going to get you guys demonetized by bringing up that name. In a post 9/11 world, we've kind of allowed through precedent for the office of the president to just say stuff, kind of say whatever he thinks, or be the figurehead for whatever his handlers think is important as policy, and then just say, like, as if by royal decree, we're doing this now. That's not how the system works. That's not actually how the Constitution's written. That's not actually the powers granted to a presidency. So short of something like an executive order happening, which we've allowed through our complacency to start creeping into American life, I don't think we're going to live with the reality of anything that Janet Yellen is crowing about the last 2 days in our day-to-day crypto operations. But could it happen? Unfortunately, I think what we're learning in a post-lockdown world is that anything is possible. Anything could happen. Would I prefer that we had just a little more time before the narrative was dominated by regulation? Yeah, I wish we had a little more time. But wishing ain't having, DEEZY. Sorry.
All right, and we just had a super chat by Crypto Billy. Crypto Wendy O, always humble and kind. Much love. The fans love you here. And yeah, with that executive order, I agree. Anything could come down from the executive order from the Biden administration. I say calm down, eat some corn pops, have some cereal. Just relax. It's not a bad cereal. It's a good cereal. Oh, look at that. She's even got a little finger paint. But that is all we have time.
Gives you a high five.
It was a little bit of a different episode. It's been quite the week on Around the Blockchain, and definitely make sure you're here for the morning stream. But check out all the channels. They're all putting out really, really great content. You can check out Taco at the Pluto Alliance official YouTube. I think we're shooting something real soon there. But That's all we got. And it looks like Mind Your Biz took it home. Mind Your Biz, you know, talk us off the ledge. Talk the people off the ledge here.
Hey, so first off, guys, it's always a pleasure being on the show. I mean, we do this really realistically for entertainment, right? Like, none of us is giving you financial advice. But as far as talking off a ledge, man, I'm just going to say it straight. If you're feeling some kind of way about the markets right now, my DMs are open. A lot of us have our DMs open. If you're not abusive, we're a resource, right? We're not just faces behind a screen. We really are in the same boat, the good ship crypto. So you know, we're going to make it if we stick together and are a resource for each other. That's all I got.
Stay out of me and Wendy's DM.
Hey, and they will not DM you, but hey, you can message me too. And all hands on deck. Make sure you stick around. Frankie Candle's going to be on later. And if you haven't checked out NFT Alpha, I just taught you how to buy a Cardano NFT on your phone, Altcoin Daily. So make sure you check that out. But until next time, DEEZY out. Later, BitSquad.